There's an interesting thing. I saw Sahil Bloom talk a little while ago, and he was talking about time, the new currency, which I totally agree with. And I think, what is success if you don't have control of time? And if you can control time and environment, then actually I think you're more successful than the richest people on the planet, right? So I would rather trade my freedom and being able to pick where and how I spend my time over having $1 billion in the bank, for sure.
Yeah.
So actually, you don't need $1 billion. You don't even need multi-millions. Probably you just need enough to be able to have that freedom. So I think that's the real success. That's provides happiness and choices that most people are aspiring to try and reach. And actually, that's where most people then try to reach the monetary goal, because they believe that it will give them that, which it can, for sure. But I think
Not
often people
necessarily.
need less. Not necessarily, but
Yeah, it's easier to aim for location independence when you're young, because
yes.
you can learn, you learn an online skill or online something you can do and offer online, and then you have location independence. Even if you're only making a few thousand per month, you can still have this really ultimate freedom and movement, because you
So
can.
true.
My first company was I was technically also like rich. I had a house on the beach and a Porsche in the garage, but I was tied to a business that couldn't move, and so I was not that free. So this time I'm not gonna make the same mistake again, and do it differently. Yeah. So before we end here, can you share 1 or 2 or 3 tips for the younger audience who want to achieve that freedom? What would you focus on if you're just starting out and want to become an entrepreneur, when you don't really know yet where you're headed, but you know that you want to start a business? What are the 3 things you should focus on?
I think there's a few things, isn't there? So look at your own skill sets, understand what industries, what types of roles allow you that type of freedom to work remotely, and where there's going to be opportunities, whether it's a job or your own business. And then go and do the work, educate yourself, do the courses. Success leaves clues. So look at what and who has already been successful in and around that space, and then reverse engineer that, emulate it. Look for clues. There is always clues on how they got there. And most people these days share their experiences of how they did it. So just go and emulate that. Outside of that, I think focus on, if you're looking at hiring staff and you want that freedom, that true freedom of movement, you need to look at a global workforce and actually be open to much more agility in that. A lot of the work I do with my clients, they've never thought about hiring offshore or having overseas contractors or whatever. And it's like, guys, come on, this is just a whole new world of increased margins, often better productivity and freedom. So just
less
lean
obligations.
into it. Less obligations. Yeah, no, less stress. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Because those, like the labor laws in those usually are very strict, and I also can say that from experience, because when you have to lay off people and you can be a big problem. But on these platforms like Upwork or Fiverr, it's really easy to get people, and good people, actually pretty skilled people as well.
Motivated people that want that freedom and want to better their lives, and generally they want to do a great job because they want future work. It's as simple as that. It's like that, carrot and stick situation. Like, whereas if you get an employee often in a business, in a location, they can come in and just do that 9 to 5. It's very different. You find that entrepreneur mindset then in your contractors, which is great. It's exactly what you want. You're going to get a good output.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with that. What is your most controversial opinion on entrepreneurship?
I think probably that most people that go into entrepreneurship probably shouldn't, unless they actually take some time to properly think it through, do their research. It's not for the faint-hearted, and a lot of people go into it just thinking that it's a cool thing to do, right thing to do, they're going to make loads of money, but without actually any blueprint. They don't take on advisors, they don't, it's not for the faint-hearted. And I think everybody the beauty of entrepreneurship is that everyone can try it. I think that is the beauty, but most people probably shouldn't.
Yeah, it's like the 80-20 rule, I guess. 20%.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Most people find out pretty quickly if they
That's true. If they got
so
it or not. Yeah, yeah, that's for
yeah,
sure.
you either have it or got it or you don't, right? So
Very true. Very true.
yeah. All right, Luke, thank you so much for your time. It was really
Thank
inspiring.
you.
Learned new stuff from you. Where would you like the audience how can they reach out to you if they want?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a website, luketobin.com, so you can find me on there. My newsletter's on there. The Success Method, I share weekly tips, tricks, good, the bad, the ugly of entrepreneurship and stuff that's happening to me, and hopefully helps you. And then other than that, my handle on most websites is Luke T Tobin, so double T, Luke T Tobin, and feel free to follow. Hopefully there'll be some insightful bits shared on there.
Cool. Thank you so much, Luke.
Thank you.
Have lots of success and hope to see you soon again.
Likewise. Thank you.
Bye bye.